I set it up for us to start not at the 10 Commandments, but the whole lead up to the 10 Commandments, which is where the Torah reading begins tomorrow. So if you go, I don't know how many of you go for Shavuot, but if you do go, then you can hear the 10 Commandments. So
just one comment. I
Yeah.
was in for bar mitzvah a bar mitzvah on Saturday, and he did the bar mitzvah boy, who was a friend of the family, did his devar on Bab Midbar, and he's very much into what's going on in around with, I forget the word, the what's happening. I can't remember the word about the world and the temperature and everything else like that.
Global warming.
Thank you.
Warming.
Sometimes it takes longer for things to go.
Welcome to the club.
And what he said is he made a really good comparison between Bamidbar and what they were looking forward to and what's happening today in in the world. And I thought, well, since we talked about it last week, that was a really good comparison as like a synonym, things to come, what they had to watch for.
Yeah. Yep. It's unbelievable how little has changed, or how, I don't know, how things just repeat. All right, so let's start. So let's do alphabetical this week. How's that? So what does that mean? That means Amy goes first.
Okay.
I think.
B'chodesh hashlishi l'tzeit b'nei Yisrael me'eretz Mitzrayim bayom hazeh ba'u
Yep.
midbar Sinai.
Okay. Now, on the third new moon after the Israelites had gone forth from the land of Egypt, on that very day, they entered the wilderness of Sinai. Okay, good. Arlene.
Okay. Vayisu merpidim vayavu vayavu. There is, it's so, there's like a comma and a dot.
It's just a trope note. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I didn't know. Vayavo midbar Sinai vayahanu bamidbar vayahan sham Yisrael neged Hahar.
In front of the mountain. Okay. So they journeyed from Rephidim, and they entered the wilderness of Sinai, and they encamped in the wilderness, and Israel encamped there in front of the mountain. Okay. Audrey.
Moshe ale et Elohim vayikra Elav Adonai min hahar lemor Ko tomal levet Yaakov v'taged lifnei Yisrael.
Okay, so Moses went up to God. Adonai called to him from the mountain, saying, "Thus shall you say to the house of Jacob and declare to the children of Israel." I always find that choreography very interesting to follow. So Moses went up to God, but God still had to call to him from the mountain. So he wasn't obviously as far up as God. I find this really interesting.
Is there a way on the computer that I can bring into an English email that I'm doing the Hebrew, like they did right there with Adonai? Does anybody know how to do that?
Can you? Oh, I don't know.
Hebrew into a regular email.
If you just copy and paste it, you can. It lets you copy and paste. Yeah.
Okay.
I do it all the time. Oh yeah, I do it all the time.
Oh, do you? Okay, thank you.
Yeah. If you go into, you know how to go into Safaria like this?
Yeah, we actually have it on our from our synagogue when it
Oh,
comes out
okay.
with the Torah readings and everything.
Yeah. It should let, I mean, sometimes it depends. And sometimes the publisher of the Siddur will set it up so you can't copy and paste. But most of the time you can. Yeah. Most of the time
Thank
you can.
you.
Yeah. Okay, Marilyn?
Mhm. Atem ra'item asher asiti Mitzrayim va'esa etchem al kanfei nisharim v'avi etchem Elah.
A lie. Good.
Elai. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You have seen what I did to the Egyptians, how I bore you on eagle's wings. Al kanfei nisharim, and brought you to me. Oh, it's so nice. Okay, Amy.
Bata im sham shamoa
Uh-huh.
Shamela.
tishmeu bekoli
Yeah.
v'u or v.
Right. Ooh.
Oh, ush martem et beriti vihitem li segula michol ha'amim ki li kol ha'aretz.
Great. So now then, if you obey me faithfully and keep my covenant, Briti, you shall be my treasured possession. Isn't that nice?
Mhm,
All-
mhm.
So
all-
I'm just so brit. So a bris is brit in Hebrew, and that's the same thing as covenant.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how a young man, a young baby boy, I guess, enters the covenant. Yeah. Okay. Sigula is treasure. Yeah.
Segula.
Okay. Arlene.
Okay. Va'atem tihu fi mam lechet kohanim v'go kadosh.
Boy.
That's it. I couldn't get the, yes. V'goy kadosh ele hadbarim asher tidaber al b'nei Yisrael, el b'nei Yisrael.
You shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation, Goy Kadosh. These are the words that you shall speak to the children of Israel. Okay, so God is telling Moses to say the following. All right. Audrey.
ויבוא משה ויקרא לזקני העם, וישם לפניהם את כל הדברים האלה אשר ציווהו אדוני.
Okay, so Moses came and summoned the elders, Ziknei, put them before and put before them all that Adonai had commanded him. Okay.
This is before he gets the tablets.
Oh yeah, we're not, we have a long way to go. In fact, I was just thinking to myself, how long do we wait before we skip forward to the actual commitment? Well, let's see. Okay.
Oh, whose turn?
I think Marilyn. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Va'anu chol ha'am hadav
Yeah,
yachdav vayomru kol asher diber Adonai na'aseh vayashev Moshe et divrei ha'am el Adonai.
Okay, all those assembled answered as one, saying, all that Adonai has spoken, we will do. And Moses brought back the people's words to Adonai. Wow, he was doing a lot of climbing, right? Go up and I like to keep track of that. It's interesting. Okay. Amy.
Do we know what the elevation was?
I don't. I
Wait a
can't-
minute, have any of you climbed Mount Sinai? I have.
No.
I climbed Mount Sinai. I went up the
Yeah.
snake path
Oh, wow.
No, that's,
and
you mean Matsada?
You mean the
no, Mount Sinai,
How do they know
what?
which one it is?
because the burning bush is at the foot of it.
That's so interesting. Because I was there in 1979. It's the first time that and I took this little tour, and and they claimed that was Mount Sinai, and that's where the burning bush. And I believed them at the time, and then years later, people were laughing like, "You really think that?"
No, it's in the Sinai Desert.
Yeah.
Barbara, I went into Egypt. By
Yeah,
then
I
it
think
had gone
that's
back to
interesting.
Egypt.
I did all of that. Oh, right. Before
Mhm.
Sinai went back to Egypt. I did too. I did all of that.
Yeah, and there's a snake path that takes you to the top.
We did that. We did.
And then they advertise it as 3,000 steps down the other side, but they're boulders. I was with my sister and I begged her to just leave me at the top. I couldn't do
Was
it.
it a tough
Yeah.
climb? Was it a tough climb?
No, because it's a snake path, very similar to Masada, but you take your time
Yeah.
but going down the other side, there was no path. You were jumping from boulder to boulder
Oy.
to boulder. I
You couldn't
found
go
it
back
very
the way you
scary.
came? You could not go back the way you came?
Did you
No,
do?
no.
Wow.
How did you
And,
get
and
down?
Arlene, did you get anything up there, or you came back empty-handed?
I got, no tablets. They had nothing for me.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
It's a great tourist place. Or at least the Egyptians made it a great tourist place. Yeah, I was there in 80 or 81.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was there too in 79? 79. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now I don't remember whose turn it is, but I think Amy. But I'm
Yeah,
not
I think
Vayomer Adonai el Moshe, Hine Anochi ba elecha Bav Ba'av He'anan
Mhm.
Ba'av Vor Et.
No, Yishma.
Oh, I'm sorry, I went to one line. Yishma Ha'am V'dabri Imach V'gam B'cha Ya'aminu Leolam Vayaged Moshe et Divrei Ha'em El Adonai.
The people, the people's words. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So and Adonai said to Moses, I will come to you in a thick cloud in order that the people may hear when I speak with you. So that they'll hear when I speak with you, and so trust you ever after. Then Moses reported the people's words to God. Okay. So God, I guess, never was going to speak to the people. He was always planning to speak to Moses. I don't know. Let's see. We'll keep reading. Okay. All right. Arlene.
Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lach el ha'am v'kidashtam hayom umachar v'kibisu samlotam.
Sim-
Simlotam.
Wash their clothes. And Adonai said to Moses, go to the people and warn them to stay pure today and tomorrow. Yom Umachar. Let them wash their clothes.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, Audrey.
והיו ניקונים ליום, היום השליש, חלום השלישי, כי ביום השלישי ירד אדוני לעיני כל העם אחר סיני.
Let them be ready for the third day, for on the third day, Adonai will come down. In
What
the-
does V'chayu mean? V'chayu.
They will,
And there was, that's the way, and there
was ready.
was, by the Chayu.
I think it's let them be ready. Let
Oh.
them, it's the future.
Mhm.
and make
Oh.
them ready, so. Okay. Okay. Kind of like the imperative, where, you know. Okay, so I am having so much trouble, but I think it's Maryland's.
Maryland, yeah. והיבטה את העם סביב לאמור, הישמרו בכם עליות בהר let me see this. Wait, I'll get this. Goa.
Good.
Tsehu, Kol, Hangay, Bahar, Mot.
Hano,
Yuma.
Gea.
Okay.
Say it again. I'm sorry. Say it
Yeah.
again. What did I say?
I don't know, I didn't hear Hano Gea, but whatever, it's okay.
Bahamot, Yumat.
Ew.
You shall set bounds for the people round about the Saviv, saying, beware of going up the mountain or touching the border of it. Whoever touches the mountain shall be put to death. Yeah. Okay. Oh, boy.
Barbara, is that, did I mispronounce? Is it Hanogea?
Hano Gea. I don't know. You might have said it's different. This one is Ungoa, and this is Hano Gea. So I
Hanogea.
might have said it right. That's okay.
Mhm.
Okay, Amy.
Bo tiga, bo yad, ki, sakul, yisak, yisakel, o, aro,
No, don't forget the ya.
yaro, yare. That's right, yare.
Yeah.
Okay, eat, behema, oh, im, behema, in, ish, lo, Adonai, no, ye, ye, heye, bim, sho, bim,
Good.
sho,
Sure.
ha, yivel, hayovel,
Okay.
hama, ya'alo, bachar,
Yeah, Alu.
ya'alu, alu, bachar.
Without being touched by being either stoned or shot, beast or person, a trespasser shall not live. Ugh. When the ram's horn sounds a long blast, they may go up on the mountain, but they can't touch the mountain. They can go up, but they can't touch it. I don't know. How do you climb a mountain without touching it? Okay. Okay, Arlene.
Don't touch the ground. Your feet are the only thing that touches the ground, I guess. Vayared Moshe min hahar el ha'am vayikadesh et ha'am vayikabosu simlotam.
And so Moses came down from the mountain to the people and warned the people to stay pure, and they washed their clothes. Now,
A lot of washing.
In the
Right.
desert.
so, okay, so let's see, it's Audrey's turn. I want to see if anyone finds this sentence to be strange.
Which, oh, okay. Vayomer el hayu nikonim lishaloshet yamim al tagshu el isha.
So he said to the people, be ready for the third day, and you shall not go near a woman.
Well, that in itself,
Yeah.
don't go near a woman.
Is
Why don't-
anyone, I mean, so he's reporting to them what God told them, right? What
Mhm.
God told him to tell them, remember?
Mhm.
Moses,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
Adonai said to Moses, go to the people and warn them to stay pure and let them wash their clothes and let them be ready for the third day. Right? You see those
Mhm.
three things?
Yeah.
Does
Mhm.
anyone see where he told them to not go near a woman?
I think they mean sex then.
But did God tell Moses to tell the people not to go near a woman from what's written here?
I
No,
don't know.
So then why did Moses take it upon himself to tell them to stay pure and to wash their clothes and to be ready for the third day? And then just add,
Barbara, yeah,
oh,
Barbara, why don't you hit the star and see what it says?
oh, that's always a good idea. You should not go near a woman.
Oh, well.
No, it's the other part
Yeah.
there.
See
That's
the dictionary under you. I don't know. What could I tell you?
Well,
Anyway,
maybe
God,
that's the way to stay pure.
doesn't seem that God
Well,
told him.
maybe Moses added on.
That's
some
what I'm saying.
restriction.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
He took it upon himself.
He took it upon himself to add that part. Or maybe it just wasn't recorded that God said that, but we don't know. I just thought I'd point it out. So, okay.
Mhm.
Interesting that you would find that you could compare the two and remember.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, truth be told, I heard somebody say this in the past sometime, but yeah, but yeah, but it's worth passing on to you and you can pass it on.
The eighth Chaim says, do not go near a woman. This refers to sexual contact, which would render the men ritually unfit for an encounter with God. It is here implied, although not spelled out, that women were to comport themselves similarly. So I don't know. Doesn't really attribute it to either God or Moses, but
Moses, right.
that's what it meant, sexual contact.
Oh, yeah, no, I know what it meant. I just find
Yeah.
that
Who
Moses,
was saying it? Yeah. Who was
anyway,
actually?
it's fine.
Mhm.
Moses was Moses and he's allowed to, I guess, do whatever he wanted. Okay, okay, Marilyn,
Vayotze Moshe, or did I skip? Oh,
I think I had
Vayehi-
it gone
yeah.
too far. Yeah,
Mhm.
Vayi-
Vayehi Vayom Hashlishi Biyot Havoker Ya Vayahi Kolot Uvrakim Va'anan Kaved Al Ha'ar V'Kol Shofar Hazak Ma'od Va'el Herad Kol Ha'yam Asher B'Machaneh.
what is this?
Did I say anything wrong? Ha'am,
Okay, I thought you said Hayam, okay.
but you're right, I did. Yeah, I did, you're right.
Oh, good. On the third day, as morning dawned, there was thunder and lightning and a dense cloud upon the mountain and a very loud blast of the shofar,
Mhm.
a blast of the horn, oh, sorry. And all the people who were in the camp trembled. Okay. And so we're getting there. Oh, we still have lots of verses before the 10 Commandments. All right, well, let's see. Let's do one or two more and then we'll go to the 10 Commandments. Okay, Amy.
Vayotze Moshe et ha'am likrat ha'elohim min hamachane vayit Yatzvo, Va'it,
But you
Yat-
get food.
Ugh.
Oh, I was so happy. Yeah.
Vu. No, Yatzvu, Va'it Yatzvu, Betachtit, Hachar.
Okay, great, great. Moses led the people of the camp toward God, and they took their places at the foot of the mountain. All right, Arlene.
Har Sinai Ashan Kulo Mipnei Asher Yarad Alayiv Adonai Be'esh Vayal Ashanu Ki El Shein Hakib Shan V'yeherad Kal Ha'ar Mo'od.
Oh, okay, so Mount Sinai was all in smoke, Ashan Kulo. For Adonai had come down upon it in fire, Ba'esh. The smoke rose like the smoke of a kiln, and the whole mountain trembled violently. And the blare of the horn grew louder and louder. And Adonai came down upon the mountain, and Adonai called Moses to the top of the mountain. So Adonai came down to Mount Sinai, and then he called Moses up. And Moses went up, and then Adonai said to him, "Go down," and warned the people not to break through to Adonai to gaze. Okay, and okay, people cannot come up to Mount Sinai. Wow, I just want to get. So then God said, "Go down and come back together with Aaron, but not the priests." Wow, can you imagine how much climbing he did?
Up and down.
So Moses went down to the people and spoke to them. Okay, so now we're here. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say Amy just read. So
Arlene just read.
Arlene just read. So Audrey.
Vayidaber, I'll go. Vayidaber Elohim et kol ha'devarim ha'ele lemor.
Okay, go to the next one.
Anochi Adonai Elohecha asher hotzeit ticha. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, I never pronounced that. Ticha. Me Eretz Mitzrayim mi Beit Avadim.
Okay,
Hmm.
so I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. Okay. Marilyn, the next.
Lo yeh lecha, what, lechi, hello.
Lecha, this you
Oh, yeah,
ignore.
lecha. Thank you. Lecha Elohim acherim al panaya. Panaya.
Panai.
Panayo. Wait,
No,
what is it again?
Panai.
Panay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you shall have no other gods besides me, and go ahead.
Lo ta'asher lecha vesel bechol temuna asher bashamayim mima'al bayasher ba'aretz mitachat vayasher ba'asher ba'mayim mitachat la'aretz.
Okay, so this is, I'll just tell you that this is even harder because this has a double set of trope notes. Because when we read this in Exodus and when we read it for Shavuot, we use one set of trope notes, but when we do it, no, I'm saying the wrong thing. Because when you read it to yourself, I guess you use one set of trope notes, but when the Torah reader reads it, they use another set of trope notes.
Oh
So
my
that's
God.
that's why so if you're finding it hard to figure out which the vowels are, if you're not You're not crazy. It's because there's 2 sets of trope notes on here. Anyway, okay. You shall not make for yourself a sculptured image, a pestle, v'chol tmuna, or any likeness of what is in the heavens, b'shamayim mima'al, above, or on the earth below, ba'aretz mitachat, or in the waters under the earth, mitachat, the earth, in the waters, b'mayim mitachat. So this is the verse where, you know, so many years we weren't allowed to have graven images and pictures of so many things, but I don't know when that changed or how that changed, or I think we've talked about this before, but it would be an interesting research project to find out when it became acceptable to do some of these things. But okay,
Is it acceptable? I'm sorry.
I thought so. I thought we have a lot of Jewish art of, don't we have a lot of Jewish art of animals and nature? And because this would seem to me,
Okay.
right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but
No, I thought it's referring to God. That's why.
That's not what, if you read it, right? It says any likeness of what is in the heavens or on the earth or in the waters. Doesn't it, if you take it literally, it sounds like you're not allowed to, right?
Do
you're
anything.
not allowed to paint. I mean,
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that
But-
what it says? I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
really not sure. That's how I always read it. And so I was always confused why I see so much art.
But that's it.
So anyway, all right, let's,
And most people think that the 10 Commandments just say you should have make no other God, like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
and it doesn't, most people don't think it says this at all.
Maybe they mean that you shouldn't idolize these things, not so much that you shouldn't
Yeah.
make the image, but you shouldn't idolize them.
yeah, because I mean, there are no pictures except for in the book of Esther, because God's name is not mentioned in the book of Esther.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, but all the other books, God is a presence. Um, But I don't know. I mean, I go to synagogues now and they have stained glass windows,
Right.
but we're not praying to the windows. We're
That's what I'm
not,
saying, idolizing
Yeah.
them.
we're not idolizing them. Yeah.
But they're usually of the holidays or of parts of the Bible or things like that.
Yeah. But you know, there's something called microcalligraphy.
Okay.
Right,
They,
right.
they use passages from the Bible
Oh, yeah.
to paint pictures,
Yeah.
and some of them are color washed. And I mean, they're beautiful. And they're making images. I mean, I'm looking. I have the Haggadah, the Passover Haggadah, in a microcalligraphy, you know, in a picture that I got in Safat. But that was the last one of the times I went back to Israel. That was the first time I saw the microcalligraphy where they were actually using it.
Do you have a picture there, if you don't mind, that you could show us? Because I'm not
Sure.
sure.
You know what? Okay, what I'll do is I'll take a picture and I can send it to you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Let's
Yeah,
go on.
Amy, why don't you continue while we're,
Bo tish ta hava, I
Tishtachaveh.
tisha have
Mm.
lahem below ta'av dem ki anochi Adonai
It's sometime.
Elohecha el kana poked aon
Avon.
avon avot avot al panim al shilashim va'al ribaim lishin
Yeah.
lis
Oh,
oh lish
so,
na
so,
av
so,
I oh lishanai
so, it's a thin, low, so,
lisanai
so nice, okay.
lis
Do not bow down,
lisanai
Tafaveh. So don't bow down to them or serve
Tafadu.
them. So this is the one saying not to have other gods, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
For your God Adonai am an impassioned God, jealous.
What's the word jealous? What's the word
Kana.
for jealous? Kana.
Kana,
Kana. Mhm.
visiting the guilt of the parents. Avon is the guilt of the parents upon the children. Upon the children on the third and the fourth, right? Shalosh and Rivi'i, Shalosh and on the third and fourth generations of those who reject.
Wow.
Can I interrupt just, Marilyn, what's your last name?
I'm sorry. Dreyer.
Great,
Drayer.
okay, I just wanted to make sure that I had the right one.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
okay. Are you ready to read or should we?
1 second and I'm ready to read. All right, it's on its way to all of you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you have to, if you enlarge it, you can see the waves and everything in it, passages
Mm.
from the Seder, and other ones that I've seen are from the hymn, the Psalms, Song of Songs. And you know what? Maybe they don't use Torah portions, but they use like the Psalms, the Passover Haggadah, which are not, I mean, they're religious, but they're not that
Holy.
holy. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, but okay.
Oh, thanks for doing it.
Okay, so where are we? We're here, okay.
The Oseh.
The Oseh, Hesed, La'alafim, La'ohava, Ulos Mare.
Ul Shom Re.
Oh, okay. You see, and I thought that was the, never mind. Ul Shomre. Mitzotai.
Mitzvotai.
Mitzvotai. So it is pronounced.
But showing kindness, chesed, to the
Mhm.
thousandth generation, alafim, la'ohavai, of those who love me, right? Oh, you see ohev in here, love,
Mhm.
and keep shomer mitzvotai, my commandments.
Yeah.
Mitzvotai. Okay,
Yeah.
you want to do one more?
Sure. Lo tisa et shem Adonai Elohei Hecha Lasha U Lashava Lashav Kilo Yinake Adonai et Asher Yisa et Shemo Lashevu
Shabu.
Lashav.
Just la shav.
Mhm.
So you shall not swear falsely by the name of your God, for God will not clear one who swears falsely by God. Wow. So this is where I'm guessing where the whole thing about putting your hand on the Bible in a courtroom, right?
Oh,
Maybe,
Oh.
I know, but
taking an oath.
just-
Oh, what
Right?
a, yeah, I guess, I would have never thought of that. Very good. There's a star. You want to click on the star just to see what it,
Take in vain.
Okay,
Swear falsely.
My
that's
mother would always say,
interesting.
don't take God's name in vain. If we ever said, oh, God, this or whatever, she'd
Right,
say, no,
right.
no, no, don't say God's name in vain.
Mhm.
Always would say that.
And I never really knew what it meant to take God's name in vain. What exactly
Just use it casually or,
is it casual?
yeah, to use it, in not a revering, in not a way you are revering him.
Mhm.
Right. So we do, I mean, but people do that all day long, right? Oh,
Yes,
God,
that's right.
Right.
you know, oh, God, oh. Okay, Audrey.
Question, is
Yeah.
this micro calligraphy then?
Do you see the writing around it? Yeah, that could be my,
Oh, I didn't, never knew what it was. I
Yes.
mean, yeah, okay, thank
Uh-huh.
you.
You're welcome. I mean, they should, when you bought it, they should have told you what passage it comes from or from,
It was my mother-in-law's who passed it down to me.
oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
V'zachor et Yom HaShabbat likadsho.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, Sheshet Yamin ta'avod v'asata kom melachtecha.
Good. Okay. It's via Sita. Yeah, you can't tell from there's
Oh,
three
is that
different symbols
asi?
there, so-
Oh,
Yeah,
asita. That makes sense though.
yeah.
Ta'avod asita kom melachtecha.
Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. In 6 days you shall work and do no work. Okay, we still have a lot to go. So let's okay, Marilyn.
Yes. V'yom hashvi'i Shabbat la Adonai Elohecha lo ta'aseh chol melacha ata uvincha uvitecha avdecha va'amatcha uvhemtecha v'gercha asher bisharecha.
Okay, so but the seventh day is a Sabbath of your God. You shall not do any work. You, your son or your daughter or your male or female slave or your cattle or the stranger, the ger, is it the stranger? Who is within your settlements? Bishareka.
So this sort of makes it forbidden to have a Shabbos goy, but even the most
Oh,
Orthodox
true.
people have a Shabbos goy.
Isn't that interesting? I never made that connection. I wonder what they used to get around that.
Mhm.
Or the stranger who is, wow.
So
Interesting.
stranger would mean someone who's outside the religion, is that it? Or just
I-
somebody new to the community?
I don't know.
Well, maybe they'd say the person who's the Shabbos goy is not within their settlements. I don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're in the building? I mean, building with you?
Mhm.
I don't know. It would be interesting to know.
The Archbishop of Philadelphia 20 years ago used to be a Shabbos goy for for a congregation on the street in New York someplace.
Wow. Mhm.
Wow. All right, Amy, let's.
Ki sheshet yamin asa Adonai et hashamayim bet haaretz et hayam
Mhm.
ve'et kol asher bam vayana bayom hashvi'i al kain Berach Adonai et Yom Hashabbat, Vai, Vai, Vayikad Shehu.
Good, perfect, and hallowed it and made it holy. Okay. So in 6 days, God made heaven and earth and the sea and all that is in them. Bahem, somewhere is there the kol asher bam in them. And then rested Yanach on the seventh day. Therefore, Adonai blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Okay. Arlene.
Yep. Kaved et aviha ve'et imeha lema'an ya'arihun yameha al ha'adama asher Adonai Elohecha notain lach.
Okay, great. So honor your father and your mother in order that you may lengthen your days. What does this say here? You may long endure it. So you may lengthen your days on the land that God is giving, really. Notain is giving to you. Okay. Okay. So now here is the famous part. Audrey.
Lo tirtza, lo tinaf, lo tignav.
Tignov.
Oh, there's a no up on top of there. Okay. Tignov, lo ta'ane bere atsa,
Ha.
ha, bere atsa, eight.
No, there's no s here. This is an ayin. V'rei
Say it again, please.
acha.
Reacha Eid Shaker.
Okay. So you shall not murder, and you shall not commit adultery, and you shall not steal, and you shall not bear false witness. I think we've had this aid before witness. I think the pact of the, what was what did they refer to the ark? Remember, we were wondering why it was the ark of the pact, the witnesses. Shaker is falsely. You shall not bear, and you cannot bear false witness against your neighbor. Okay.
Okay, Sheker.
I'm trying to think. Reacha is your, I think is your.
Reacha.
I'm not sure, but Shaker I'm pretty sure is false, and this is witness.
Mhm.
So this must be, and Vareacha must be your. Yeah, because here it is again. Don't be jealous of your neighbor over here. Right, you see Lareacha
Yeah.
of anything that is your neighbor's. So that one's the neighbor. Okay. All right. So let's continue. We're almost finished, actually. So, Marilyn.
Lo tachmod beit re'echa.
Oh, here's Re'echa again. So don't covet your neighbor's house. Beit Ra'eh. Okay, your neighbor's house. Yeah.
Mhm. Lo tachmod eshet re'echa.
Okay, so don't covet your neighbor's wife, Eshet.
V'aldo
Av.
V'avdo Vayamato V'shoro V'hamoro V'chol Asher L're'echa V're'echa
Okay, so don't covet your
L're'echa.
wife or your neighbor's house or wife or male or female slave or ox or ass or anything that is your neighbor's.
Do you
Oh.
notice that they put the wife, neighbor's wife, and slaves and ox in the same condition?
Absolutely. The same,
Well, yeah.
but it's the corporate household, both persons and possessions. And bayit, in construct form, okay. See also under house. You shall not covet your
The
neighbor.
house.
Wife. Oh, in ancient Israel, a typical man could take a woman, even more than one, into his household as a wife. But a typical woman was not in a symmetrical position, which explains why husband is not
Mm,
always mentioned.
and also.
Oh, that was I think it was a good try. Okay. And then this is pretty much that's the end of the Ten Commandments, but we could read what happens right after if somebody wants to. Amy, you want to?
V'chol ha'am roim et hakvolot
Kolot. Did you say kolot? I think it is.
hakolot
Yep.
ve'et halafidim
Okay, good. So thunder and lightning. Okay.
vet kol hasofar
Shofar.
hashofar ve'et hahar ashen bayar the aleph is silent. Bayar ha'am vayanu vayam do.
Do.
I make that mistake every time. Vayamadu merachok.
Good. So that people witnessed the thunder and the lightning and the blare of the shofar and the mountain, Asham smoking. And when they saw it, they fell back and stood at a distance. Okay, so they begged Moses to speak to them, but let not God speak to us. They're afraid of God. Be not afraid, for God has only come in order to test you and in order that the fear of God may be ever with you, so that you do not go astray. So the people remained at a distance while Moses approached the thick cloud where God was. And God said to Moses, you shall tell the people that you yourselves saw that I spoke to you from the very heavens. With me, therefore, you shall not make any gods of silver, nor shall you make for yourselves any gods of gold.
Mhm,
Okay, so this is why the golden calf is
calf.
so
Mhm.
terrible, because they were just told that, like 20 minutes before. Okay. All right. Well, good. So we made it through. I'm glad. I'm
Oh, okay.
beginning to think we were going to stop in the middle. Okay.
All
Well,
right.
well, that
Well,
was,
thank you.
yeah. So we have
Thank
to
you
bring
very much.
some of these things.
Chag Sameach. All
Chag
good
Sameach.
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
Yontif.
thank you
Yes,
so
indeed.
much.
And a good Shabbos as well.
Yes, and
Right,
yes,
exactly. So
wow.
we have 2 more classes. I think I said that in the note last night, the first and the 8th,
Yeah.
and I look
Mm.
forward. Okay.
All right.
Be
Wonderful.
well, everybody. Stay well.
Stay well.